Fellow tennis nerds, I hope all is well. If I look more tired than usual, it's because I just came from a massage and it was a good one, but I'm very freshly awake. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the Houston String Tensions. Some sheets were published. Thanks to you who sent it. I got it from several sources, and I think it's been published also on the Facebook group Tennis Nerd. So join that Facebook group if you want to meet 30,000 other tennis nerds. But let's have a look if there's anything out of the ordinary among these players in the Houston Clay Court Championships in the US. The sheet could have been a little bit more clear, but it's still legible. I will read out the ones that I find interesting. And if you have a good vision, you will be able to see some of the ones maybe that you find interesting that I didn't talk about in this sheet. First of all, Tommy Paul, no changes there. I actually saw his racket on Instagram, a 309 gram unstrung. That was the only spec, which is nothing crazy for his VCore 98. All the power rough, mains, gut crosses. We've talked about that setup before. Some years back, he switched from the Blade 98. Francis Tiafoe, he's gone down a little bit in this event. Usually, I think he strings around 44, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken. Now he's down to 42 pounds, which is 19 kilos. Still Polytour Pro, yellow one, in his VCore Dual G 97. It says Percept, but that's obviously a cosmetic in most cases. Tabilo, he uses a very, very popular hybrid among Yonex players. That's the Polytour Pro, Polytour Spin. Casper Ruud uses it. A few other players as well. You can put Polytour Pro in the crosses. I would think make more sense. So shape string mains, slip around string into crosses to allow the mains to move more. You want more string movement in the mains to have more snapback and more spin potential. You see that with these kind of spin grommet technologies that a lot of spin rackets have. So that would make more sense. But whatever you like, whatever works for you, that is the rule of any sporting equipment, really. Interesting, Mikkelsen, it says RPM. It looks like RPM, another poly. Maybe he plays a hybrid. There's some interesting hybrids out there. Jordan Thompson, he wants gut in the mains on his pure drive. All the power in the crosses. Gut mains going to be powerful. 47 pounds. This guy is managing to control all this power. I think he can teach us all that maybe we're playing higher tensions, but usually, which is funny, is like rec players struggle to control a lot of power because they don't have the same swing speed and are able to create the same RPMs, rotations, spin on the ball as pro players. So pro players can obviously control the ball much better than us amateurs who are maybe a bit late or hitting too flat, not controlling the face of the racket. Leading to more errors and us having to have more control, which is a little bit counterintuitive, but that is the way it is. Echeverry plays Polytour Strike. I think he was with the Speed a while and now back to the Percept. They're a lot more keen to and prone to switching these days. I think they're more interested in seeing what's out there. There are more information out there. There's more equipment, so it creates a jungle also for the top pros, right? Polytour Strike, the more controlled Polytour string, and at 42 pounds. So it looks like he's gone down a little bit as well. On clay, usually you can drop the tension a bit. You want a bit more free depth because you're gonna play long rallies and it's gonna require a lot from you, and any help you can get, the better. You're also gonna play with more spin than you do on flatter surfaces where you need maybe a little bit more directional control. Kinish Corey, gut all the power, another hybrid. As you can see, the gut string is still going very, very strong here. Christian Garin with his Radical, he's back now to the Radical. He's been a kind of chronic racket switcher in recent years. Uses Big Banger Original, which is a pretty popular string, kind of hard to find to purchase for regular players and people, but that's his string, and a few other players, I think Bautista Agut and some other players on tour. 21 kilos, pretty low tension again, 46 pounds. We have another gut all rough user here. That's James Duckworth with his pure drive. So you're seeing pure drives with gut poly hybrids at not insane tensions. His tension is not listed here, maybe because he doesn't want it listed, because he doesn't like that people like me talk about his tension. I don't know. Or maybe he doesn't want his fellow tennis players and competitors to know. Some people don't want that. I've seen it before. We have Ethan Quinn here using the Confidential. That's a good string. A little bit higher tension in his Arrow, and that's more of a typical tension you'd see on the Pro Tour if you go back a few years, 54, 52. It makes a lot of sense. That's around 24.5 kilos and 23.5 kilos. So semi-high for these days. Interesting, we have Taro Daniel in his pure drive using a Tolson string. I don't know which string, but pretty low tension. Can hardly see it here, but it's around 44 pounds. So pure drives and low tensions has become quite common. We see Olu Power hybrid. It's Olu Power blah 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 and Olu Power blah blah blah, and it's like 37 pounds on the mains. So Brandon Holt's also way down in tension. We have one of my favorite players to watch with the beautiful one-hander, Alexander Kovacevic, also with the blade. He uses 4G and Olu Power rough. Also low tension, 45, 46 it looks like there, somewhere around there. Hijikata with his E-Zone Polytour spin, also below 50. Eubanks, Razor Code T-Fight, 50 pounds. That is more of a standard pro player setup, I would say. Nothing surprising. Mackenzie McDonald, another blade user, Olu Power, 42 pounds. Pretty low. Lerner TN, a little bit more of a counter puncher than Mackenzie, also blade, Olu Power rough, and at 52 pounds. So some differences depending completely on your style of play and your preferences. We have Yannick Hanfmann, nice technical player with his Prestige. I think it is a PT 293.2 or .1, which is the IG Prestige MP, but I might be wrong, but that's what I think. Torbite Soft, 24 kilos mains, 23 kilos crosses, and Torbite Soft's quite rare string on the Pro Tour, but it's a good string, so why not? And that would be 53 pounds and 51 pounds in the crosses. We have Michael Moe using the Essex 300, one of the few guys endorsing that model or using that model. Explosive Tour, pretty stiff string, below 50 pounds there as well. Adam Walton, strong up-and-coming player with his Arrow, RPM Hurricane in the mains, and Olu Power in the crosses. I've never seen this combo, 45 pounds on both strings, and that's an odd one. Hurricane being that kind of like, that makes that sound, the squeaky sound, and Olu Power being kind of a mainstay on tour. Partly maybe because players haven't tried everything else, but it's also a very solid string, and if you like it, you like it. You know, it's one of those icons in the game. Jenson Brooksby, he has now switched to Mac 10. I think he used a full bit of Mac 10 when I saw him in a tournament a while ago. Now it's got Mac 10, also trying to get for more power in the mid-40s tension on both strings, very, very low as well. Robert Galloway, another Essex 300 with explosive spin, one of my favorite Dunlop strings for sure, a good string. It looks like 44 pounds, could be 49. Don't really see it on the handwriting. Jackson Withrow with Torbite and Olu Power, another two-brand hybrid combo, which is very rare in his Pro Staff. Pro Staff is pretty rare racket on the Pro Tour. Really for no reason that I understand, because the Pro Staff's a very good racket, as many of you can probably agree with me on. Christian Harrison, Prestige Lynx Tour. That's a pretty stiff and firm board-like setup, 52 pounds. Arrow for Even King, that's a doubles player, so confidential, Torbite Soft, below 50s. Krychek, another Arrow doubles player using Hyper G and Gut. You see more Guts. You see Gut also Rajiv Ram. Gut, Torbite, it looks like. Also below 50s. The doubles guys usually play pretty low tension. We have Adrian Manarino, the famous low tension guy, and he's using Olu Power at 9.5 kilos. Is that 20 pounds or 21 pounds? Insane, but it works for him. But something interesting, I mean, like the tensions, I think, keep going down on average. You're seeing more and more interesting combos with two different string brands being mixed. We have one here. I don't really make out his name. He's using a Prestige Big Bang Original and Grapple Snake string. I don't know what the Grapple Snake string, but it's fun to see these smaller brands make a dent on the market, also in the Pro Tour, like they're really on the Pro Tour as well. So that's always nice to see. We have a bunch of Hawk Touch here, which is the string that Yannick Sinner uses, but they don't string it as high as he does, which is around 60 to 62 pounds. So yeah, pretty interesting stringing board here, I find. A lot of guts still going around, a lot of tensions in the mid-40s. If you haven't tried mid-40s tension, mid-40s pounds, not kilos, that's a very important thing to point out. You should, if you haven't tried gut hybrid with a poly like Olu Power, you should try that as well. I mean, it's not for everyone, either of these, but there's a reason we're seeing more gut hybrids, low tensions, and there are fewer and fewer of these 55 pounds full bed of RPM blast. For example, just an example there. We're not seeing it as often anymore, although some players still stick to it. And I hope it inspires you to try lower tensions, try gut hybrids, try more comfortable setups, and your elbow will say muchas gracias and thank you very much. So that's the little update. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe on both of our channels, Tennis Nerd 2 and Tennis Nerd 1, and check out tennisnerd.net for like racket consultations and so on. You can also become a member on YouTube and Patreon for exclusive content every week. That's it. Have a nice day, and don't forget to play some tennis.